What can we expect to see during these 12 hours?
Well, we hope to see peace. I mean, that's the biggest thing, of course, everyone wants, and so far we have. It's holding up, which is something that has not happened with the previous ceasefires. There have been 2 others before this one.
Kyung, we're hearing reports of heavy fighting in the area near the crash. Are you hearing the same?
The reports that we're getting from our teams on the ground is that there has been increased shelling, anti-aircraft fire as well. This has been ticking up in the last 24 hours.
Jesse, good morning to you. I gotta say, this video, hilarious. So was this sort of like a last resort thing? Have you had a hard time finding a guy out there in LA? You did the online thing and you were just like, all right, I'm throwing up my hands. I'm trying this.
You sound like my mother. No,
Sorry.
I mean, I think like no. I think like a lot of young women. You know, I'm busy. I'm like trying to be a filmmaker out here, and I'm doing my thing. I just don't have that much time. So like I feel like I've done the internet thing. Like I've met guys in bars. I've gone on blind dates. Like I've met guys in traffic, and I feel like I'm exhausted. You know what I mean? Like my cat is like sick of like me coming home and crying over all these bad dates.
You wrote this book, Cold Sweat. The title sticks out to me. What does that mean?
Oh, well, you know, that's off of one of his songs. Dun, dun, dun.
What did it mean for your life?
You know what it meant for me is that it was a ride. You know, it was almost like living 2 lives, you know. You'd always have this tremendous ride with him when you were always out with him, so proud of him. But then there was some parts to it growing up. There's the domestic violence situation against my mom, and I saw growing up as a child, and then getting in my own physically, you know, challenging situation with domestic violence, being verbally abused, and all that. So it kind of was a cold sweat, you know, because it wasn't always peaches and cream, you know, it had its pitfalls, and it was just difficult at times.
All this is very, very up in the air right now, Lynn. This is a very dangerous situation. Everyone is watching very closely what's going on. The stakes, as you know, are enormous for both sides because this is now, what, week 3 of this, I think we could call it a war.
You know, initially, he had said this was accidental. He then changed to self-defense. Is this a legal strategy because he maybe lawyered up and they suggested that that could be a better defense?
It's a dangerous legal strategy because when you think about it, accident and self-defense are logically inconsistent because one is an unintentional act and the other one is an intentional act. I killed someone, but I had a reason for doing so.
For you, how was that playing this role? What kind of pressure were you under when you're playing this guy, this godfather of soul?
Well, I mean, it's pressure in the beginning, but once you start it, you just throw yourself into all the different elements that make up the man.
And I understand the family was really on board with you. You kind of have to have that blessing to make a movie like this, right?
No, absolutely. It was important to Chad and I that before we went on this journey together that they were with us. And about a year ago, right about now, this summer, last year, we flew into Atlanta and we went on the James Brown tour. Chad and I had a rental-car. We went and spoke to people in James's life. We ended the weekend with the family in Augusta and just had a great time eating, talking, driving around, and just got a feel for who James was.
All right, I got to ask you, you look amazing. We were talking before the interview about your weight loss. You were the self-described fat girl. I'm not saying that. You were the self-described fat girl. So what's it like now? Do audiences treat you differently because you've lost, I think you told me 107 pounds, which is amazing?
Yes, 107. And honestly, I've walked on stage sometimes recently, and they stare at me like I'm the opening act. They have no idea it's me because I look so different. I'm like, no, it's me. It's Miley Cyrus's older sister, or actually grandmother.
The energy at Comic-Con and Nerd HQ in downtown San Diego and the gas lamp is electric.
It's so massive, Comic-Con, you know, and just the fans' reaction and the excitement for Sharknado it's just amazing to be here.
These are the real deal fans. These are the most enthusiastic fans you'll find anywhere.
In a way, people used to marginalize people who are into this kind of world, and now the freak flag flies proudly. It's like, this is the world.
Here's the deal. It's a regular Twinkie, which I haven't had since I was a kid.
Okay.
Just covered in chocolate. We've heard them at fairs being fried and things like that. So dig in, ladies. Get your paws on them.
If you're going to do it.
You got to do it right.
Do it right.
Waste calories, do it right. So you try it out at home, see what you think, but Weekend Bite says.